Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's topic is gonna be a little bit different. I hope you don't mind. Basically, a month and a half ago, I decided to quit my TikTok account, and about a week later, I decided to deactivate my Instagram account as well. And that was because I realized that I've had a sort of addiction to social media and my phone. A lot of things happened in this month, so I'm here to share my experience and hopefully help someone who's going through the same thing. And I'm gonna provide a lot of tips that I used, especially an app that helped me improve my relationship with social media. So just stick with me. My journey started like 2 years ago because 2 years ago I discovered this function on my phone. It's called screen time on iPhone, but I think it's called the same on other phones. Since I discovered it, I activated this function, and I realized that I was spending like on average 5 to 6 hours per day on my phone. And the best thing about screen time, the best thing about this function is that it says exactly how much time you are spending on Instagram, exactly how much time you're spending on TikTok, etc. I became more aware of, my phone use. I know that now it's pretty common to see people just doing detox and like a week of a dopamine detox. It wasn't really the case for me. 2 months ago, in November, there was this weird trend on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen it, but basically there were two pictures, and in the first picture, people were super sad, super depressed, and just, lame. And the caption was studying medicine or being an accountant, etc. And in the second picture, they were super hot, super confident, and they were saying, and the capture was saying other people, I study medicine, saying other people, I am an accountant and stuff like that. And I've had like an identity crisis because I realized, what if all the choices that I made up until today in my life were not dictated by the fact that I wanted to do those things, but they were dictated by the fact that I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be perceived as that person instead. And so I've had this, awakening, and I've been questioning all my life's choices since then. And these things is still blowing my mind. And so I decided to, just quit social media. And so this is the reason why I don't have it anymore. But I don't think that you should delete it. I just think you need to improve your relationship with it. And so I'm gonna tell you the story from 2 years ago, because after I discovered that I was using so much time on my social media, I changed my relationship with a lot of methods. And I think you can do this as well and just see a lot of improvement in all aspects of your life, really. By the way, I have a lot of things written down because I don't want to forget anything important that I wanted to say. I also realized that I started using social media when I was 12 and never really deleted them until now, and now I'm 21. So I've been using social media for about a decade. It has been a constant throughout all my teenage years. But I never seen it as an addiction in the beginning because it was just not taking much of my time. The things really started to change after COVID hit because I just stopped doing my hobbies. And that's a shame because when I was little, I used to have a lot of hobbies. I still do, but the time that I invest in those is much less that it used to be. And so, this is why for me. So the first time I tried a detox was like 2 years ago. And I started doing a day detox, a week detox, and last year I did 1 month without social media. So when I did a month without social media, a lot of wonderful things happened. So after that month, I made a decision that I wanted to use social media, but I wanted to do it wisely and I wanted to have control over it. And I have to say, I'm not against social media because even in my life, I've had so much opportunity thanks to social media. For example, just a day before that, I did my last detox, my month without social media. I remember I saw this post of my university on Instagram, and they were just talking about a competition, and I ended up participating in that and winning a trip to Germany that I did on June, the same month that I was doing the detox. Just social media gives you a lot of opportunity. You're always aware of what is happening everywhere, and this is a thing that I miss. But I also know how hard it is to fight the impulse that you have to check TikTok and Instagram every 5 minutes. So you really need to find your balance. In June, I started again making spaces for a lot of hobbies that I had before. Reading, playing instruments, going on simple walks was also a lot more focused when I was studying. I still think that challenge was the whole reason why I passed a super hard, the hardest exam that is in my university course. So after that month, I was back on social media, but it was summer, so I really had a lot of things to do. As soon as I started, I fell into old habit. And that time that I did 1 month without social media, I started using this phone here, this dumb phone here. And, it's pretty funny. Basically, you can only, answer calls with this. You can try to message people, but it's really hard, so I don't really advise that. And I still use this dumb phone. I used it like 2 days ago because I was preparing for an exam, and the day before the exam I didn't want to get distracted in any way, so I used this. And the funny thing is that I also mute it. I only receive calls, but I do not have people's numbers on my phone, so I don't really know who called when I check the phone, and I'm just basically not available. But I think that sometimes you need to be not available. Someone may say this is selfish because what if someone has something urgent to say to you? And maybe it is a little bit selfish. Well, I guess it's fair when you have something really important to do, like an exam. As Gandhi would have said, just fuck everybody else. So after this summer, I decided to try to use some apps that blocked social media when I was just going over my daily limits. And I discovered this one app that really works, and it's called Screen Zen. And I've been using that for months before just quitting social media. And it basically, you set a daily limits, like 1 hour, and it blocks the app so you cannot use it anymore. It really worked, so I wanted to share this app with you. I used this app with YouTube, but actually I deactivated the limits for YouTube because I think that YouTube is really different from TikTok and Instagram. I don't know how you use it, but the way I do, I just see a lot of useful content. I am trying to learn a new language. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I think it's a different type of platforms. I see a lot of educational content. I watch guitar tutorial, for example. But the one thing that is making me love YouTube is that I can choose what I want to see. I don't know how to explain this, but when you go on TikTok, you see a lot of TikToks and you keep scrolling, but you never clicked on the TikToks you're seeing, It feels like they are deciding what you are going to watch. and they are keeping you from stop watching them, because these all apps are studied to, keep your attention on that thing. I always loved making content. I am a journalist. I really like to tell stories and making videos, making photos. And I know you can only see my latest YouTube videos, but I've been making content since I was 12 years old. And so it is a hobby that I love. I have been making TikToks for over a year. And one of the most important issues that I was addressing was this thing that I hated TikTok. I hated the way it consumed me. And I was addressing this addiction that I had. And a lot of people actually were 250,000 people watched that TikTok, and a lot of people were saying, yeah, I have the same problem. They commented and they were just texting me in private. And I know that out there are a lot of people who feel the same way as I do. As a matter of fact, I am sad. I changed platforms, and I also changed language actually, because I was making video in Italian on my TikTok account. And but I was feeling like I was feeding this mechanism of really fast and unuseful content. So I feel like I found my balance between cultivating a passion of mine and being useful at the same time for other people. So what now? Am I going back to TikTok and Instagram? Well, what I miss the most about social media is just seeing what is going on with my friends' lives. And I don't know why, but I feel like I've lost touch with them, even though it's not like that. I don't feel the same way about TikTok though. But as I was saying at the beginning, it is a weird period for me. I'm trying to find my way. I'm trying to find myself. In some way, I felt like social media were affecting me and my choices. So I'm not going back anytime soon. So this is where I'm gonna end this video. I hope I helped someone. Of course, it is an open conversation, so let me know what you think.